I went to O'Reilly's, bought a few things. Most importantly is it's a fuel line, but I'm gonna use it for my vacuum that goes from the carburetor to the distributor. It's just the right size, and I'll just cut it to length. And I also got some little dewey's to hold on to it, and I replaced that fuel filter. This is the old jacked up fuel filter, and that's the new one that I'm going to throw in there. So let me go do those things. I also got some it's called blaster. It breaks loose like things that have been stuck for a while. Like I'm going to do the lug nuts on all my tires, because I'm going to have to take this to go get new tires put on. So I'll go ahead and pre-spray some of this now, and things like the hinges to the doors, the hinges to the hood, you know, other odds and ends like that kind of need, you know, rusted nuts, bolts, pipe threads, etc., all that good stuff. So I'll just go and spray some things that just need sprayed. Do it now. And I also got some WD-40, you know, just basically used for lubricating. And I've got some high mileage fuel system cleaner. So that's what I need to pour into my carburetor, or pour into my gas, so it flows all the way through the fuel line into the carburetor, helps clean it. And I'll put that in pour it in here, but I'm also going to pour it a little bit down the carburetor. Maybe some of the little tubes in there and stuff will get cleaned out. So let me do some of that. Alright, got my blaster. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'll just go ahead and give each one of these a good squirt. And that way it'll just sit, kind of do its thing over time. I'm gonna do each one of these, and hopefully, whenever I go to get my tires, replaced, then these things will come off easy and not break or anything. I hope. Fingers crossed, of course. All right. Go around to some of these others. See what I can do here. See, this tire, this is why I need tires replaced. They're cracking, they're old, dry rotting, and this one wants to stay flat. All right, one more. Something with duty. Yeah, gotta watch out for that. Animals around here. I don't know what kind of animal does that. That's weird. All right. So I'm giving it one blast now, and then later on I'll give it another blast. Just kind of let them just sit and soak. Oh. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and do these door thingies here. Hopefully I won't make a big mess with it. Just kind of let it do its thing. That one's right there. Hopefully that'll soak in. Just let it sit. Alright. Now I'm going to go around and do the other one. The old Chevy truck. Now this door is actually starting to open, because I've opened and shut this door so much, you know, that it's actually starting to operate a little bit better. Of course, the stuff works pretty good on wasp nests too. If you see any wasp nests. All right, just going to let that sit. I'm going to pop this hood open and spray a few things on here. Okay, that is opening a lot better. I'm just going to go ahead and spray back in here. Different spots where it, different spots where it moves. I'll just let it kind of sit and do its thing. Kind of hit the spring a little bit, I guess. Whew. Do this other side. All right, do this one right there a little bit better. I think I missed that spot. Just kind of, yeah, just give them a good squirt and just let them sit for a while. All right. Sheesh, yuck, got on my fingers. That's okay. I'll be washing my hands here in a little bit. All right, now I need to put my fuel filter in. Let me go get that. All right, so that's my replacement fuel filter. This is some fuel line that I'm going to be using for a vacuum hose to my carburetor. So this vacuum hose is here, and it's kind of like a plastic, but it does fine right here. But up in there where it gets real hot, up in there, that stuff melts. So I've got some something that doesn't melt, something that will do just fine up in there. But it happens to be fuel line, but I'm going to use it for the vacuum hose that goes to the carburetor and then comes over to the fuel line. I got some little hose clamps to put on there to hopefully that'll tighten them up. Got the new fuel filter on, and looks like it's fitting pretty good. Now I'm going to go up here and take this off so that I can get down to the carburetor where that vacuum hose is. Let's see if I can go ahead and get that done. So the vacuum hose on a carburetor actually helps the carburetor. It kind of like pulls it around a little bit. Well, it's kind of hard to describe. I'll have to kind of look it up a little bit better. But I don't know if you can see it or not. This right here had melted. So let me take that off. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, so it went on that bottom one. Went on that bottom one down there. So, but anyway, this one had melted because it was some kind of weird plastic. So, but anyway, that's trash. So now, and it needs to go to this. That's another emission hose, but it needs to go to that, right, and then over down to there. So it shouldn't be a very long piece. Get that back down in there. And that's why, because all that's hot down in there from where this thing runs. And that's why it melted, and I needed something in there that doesn't melt. So let me open this, find out how long it needs to be, and then cut it to fit. And I'll put these on also. Broke out my handy dandy Leatherman. It's called the Leatherman Super Tool. It's got a nice little knife in it. It's got measurements, it's got pliers, other little odds and end tools. But I just needed it so I can cut that hose. And you can see where I've got it connected right here. Right there, you see. And then it needs to go right down there, right down there. So this doesn't need to be very long. But it doesn't need to be tight like that. So I'm thinking maybe that long right there. I think that'll be perfect. So marked it with my fingernail. That way I'll come back and cut it. Okay, I got it cut. Didn't cut it exactly straight, but that's okay. I've got room to play down there in that connection. So let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. So I'll just kind of take it and just go ahead and put it on there. Come on, get on there. There you go. Perfect. All right, better than what I had. So there to this metal pipe that runs all the way down and around, which goes down to right here to that plastic piece. It goes down to that side of my distributor, and I'm really hoping that that'll help with the distributor to operate properly. So, all right, I think one of my next goals, I need to get a carburetor rebuild kit. And when I was at O'Reilly's, they were looking up 4-barrel Edelbrocks and things like that. But this is a 1-barrel, right? It's like, I'm pretty sure it's just the original, carburetor. I was kind of looking at some of the numbers on it to see what I could see. I need to find part numbers. And well, that might be part numbers right there. It's kind of hard to tell. I need to clean that up. Maybe that'll be my part numbers. Alright. I'm going to clean that up and see what I find. Got the old wire brush. This is a fine bristle wire brush. I want to see. Just kind of give it a good old clean in here. Hopefully that'll allow me to get a good snapshot of the. Hopefully it's the right info I'm looking for. But there's like little letters, and numbers here. Maybe it's the proper part number for the carburetor. And if it is, I can take that down to the auto parts place, and they can look it up, and they give me the proper carburetor rebuild kit. So if I can get this carburetor rebuilt, maybe it'll function good for me going on into the future. So, I don't know, I can't read it just with my bare eyes. Just gonna keep cleaning, keep on. Do it this way. Alright. I'm gonna take a close-up picture of it. Hang on. Actually, I'm going and kind of look at it right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Seems like it wants to focus on another part of the. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Alright, let me see if I can take a close picture. got good pictures of these numbers here. Now I'm going to clean this up right here. And that says monojet. So I think that's probably kind of important to take a good picture of as well. Made in the USA, Chevy symbol monojet. GM. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm seeing there. Anyway, just kind of give it a good scrub down so I can take a picture of it. So each one of these pictures will kind of help me to, hopefully, to identify the proper carburetor rebuild kit. So, probably need to take this brush to the whole darn truck. So, okay, but it's monojet, meaning one. It's got one jet fuel, one fuel jet. All right, so let me take a picture of that. I took some close-ups, pictures of that, so I've got some information I need off of it. I think I've got the serial number, and it's a monojet, one barrel. This right here, I'm pretty sure, is all the info I need there, and that kind of tells me a little bit too. But I'm going to go ahead and get in the truck, and I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put the key in and turn it over, and I'm going to see if I can get some fuel up into that fuel filter from the gas tank. Woohoo! Nice. I did that even without putting fuel in. Oh, it's trying. I think it was trying to run on fumes. Alright. Alright, let me go and look. I really hope I can get some fuel up into that fuel line from the gas tank. Don't see any in there quite yet. It's hard to tell sometimes. Get up there close. Alright, I don't see anything. Oh well, that's fine. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pour a little fuel down that, I'm going to pour a little fuel down there. Alright, I'm going to set this up over here again, like I did before. I'm going to see if I can watch this thing start. Got to set my phone where it ain't going to fall over. Alright. Put a little bit of fuel down that fuel filter, down the carburetor. Maybe I can actually get a good start on it. It tries. I think if I can get it to pump it from the fuel tank all the way up to the carburetor, then it'll be ready to go. Maybe. I still think I need to rebuild the the carburetor. I think it'll be the proper thing to do. So going forward in the future, if it's rebuilt, then hopefully it'll do just fine. I'm gonna try it one more time just to see. Come on, get in there. Oh, there we go. So yeah, getting fuel to the carburetor is my main thing right now. As soon as I do that, this thing will be running. And get it running, air that tire up, see if I can drive it down to where I need to drive it down to before that thing goes flat again. And yeah, I think I've got a good start on it. I might come up with another way, maybe, I don't know. I was going to say I might come up with another way to get fuel to that so I can move it temporarily, but I don't want to create a fire hazard. Alright. What I'm going to do in my next video is, because I need to go ahead and order the because O'Reilly's doesn't have it in stock. The one they tried to sell me was for four barrel Edelbrock, which was totally wrong. And I told the lady, I said, no, I need to do some research before I actually purchase rebuild kit. So I think I've got the info I need. So I'll go and get that ordered. And in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can put some fuel cleaner or fuel injector cleaner, whatever that stuff's called, into the gas tank. What is this stuff called? High mileage fuel system cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and pour that into the gas tank. Vehicles with 75,000 miles or more, which all of my vehicles are close to 300,000 miles. So, alright, let me go and do that. Let's put my key. Oh, there it is. Got my key. Got my key. Woo. So I'll just go ahead and put this in there. Yeah, it's got that little thing to peel off. Don't ever like put this to your nose and smell it. Yeah, you can see me. Okay, I'm just going to pour that in there. And that'll mix in with the fuel, and then as it's pulled through, then hopefully it'll just clean all the fuel line out. Alright. Put that in the trash bag. A WD-40. I like to get the one with this little spray tip on it. That way I can get it into places, you know, like that. So I've got a lot of places on this truck that needs WD-40, or that other stuff, that nut soft stuff, whatever you call that stuff. All right, well. Get that down in there. That thing definitely needs replaced. Cool. I guess I'm off to the next adventure. Off to the next adventure. I remembered a trick that I'd used on a lawnmower one time, and that was to take a hose, connect it, and then, I don't know, suck on one end until the fuel gets to that point. And then once it gets to that point, then I know that from here back to the fuel tank that it's got fuel in the line. And then once it's to this point, put this back together, and then the fuel pump should go ahead and pump it through, hopefully. Another thing I might consider is putting some fuel into the fuel pump. That way, whenever it creates a suction, it actually goes and sucks it up. I wonder how I'm going to do that. So if I disconnect that from there and I loosen it here, turn this around, maybe I could pour it through or into that. That's a good idea. I think I'll do both of those. Alright, so you can see what I did. I disconnected that, I put this hose on there. Now I can take this and I can suck on it, and I'm going to see if I can pull fuel into, all the way from the gas tank into my fuel filter. So I'm going to hold the camera down here, rearrange. I'm going to hold the camera right here, and you're going to watch that while I do this back here. I might make some weird noises, so just be forewarned. Okay, here I go. Ugh, doesn't taste good. What I'm doing is I'm pulling fuel or air through it and just kind of spewing it back out. Put my thumb over the end of it so it doesn't go roll back. Hey, I actually felt gurgling in the line. Something I didn't feel a while ago. Now I'm getting pressure in the line. It's getting harder to pull it through. I'm going to keep at it. Must have been some kind of blockage, because, you know, it kind of got tough, and then all of a sudden it was easy. Now I'm pulling more air out, easier. I don't really want to breathe that into my lungs. Whew. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this. Seems like it's taking a while. Well, I tried using this hose and tried to suck it through for a little while. It seemed like it wanted to, but something just wasn't right. So I went and I felt down on the bottom of this, and it feels like it's torn on the bottom of it. So I'm gonna cut that, and I'm gonna take it off. It wasn't easy to. It's not easy to get it off there, so I'm just gonna cut it off and It's hard to do with one hand, but I'm just gonna like slice it right across it if I can. Get that off of there. All right, I gotta use two hands. All right, so I went ahead and I took the filter off. Let's see if you can see this. I took the filter off and I spun this around. I'm gonna put that down there, and I'm gonna put my hand down in there. I'm gonna show you what I found. So look at it right there. Look at that. It just opens up. You can see it's wet from fuel. So that's definitely a problem there. So get this thing off there. So see, I told you, as I go, you know, as I continue through, and that's not cut, that's just worn. I was going to cut. I did put a slice on the other side to see if I get that off of there, but I spun it around and looked, and lo and behold, that thing is wide open. I don't know if you can see that or not. Wide open. Alright, I'm gonna get that off of there. Alright, I got the hose off of there. Here it is out in the daylight. You can see where I sliced it through, right? I sliced it through so I could get it off there, but that's the bottom of it. And look at that. That right there is just old and worn out. My fuel was probably draining onto the ground and I didn't know it. So I'll take this with me when I go back to O'Reilly's and get a part or get some tubes like this. I'll replace this one, and I'm going to replace that one while I'm at it. And you know, it's just as you go, you find little things like that. I mean, that's definitely a horrible problem right there, leaking fuel everywhere. And that's probably why it wasn't getting good suction to pull the fuel from the fuel tank in the first place, right? Because that's my fuel pump, and it should create a suction to pull it, right? So, yep, there you go. There's my fuel filter. All right, so I know what I need to do. Got a couple of things. Carburetor rebuild kit and the hoses for the fuel line. All right. See, I don't know that they're going to have the carburetor rebuild kit in stock. They're probably going to have to order it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Maybe I'll have it by tomorrow. If I do have it by tomorrow, then we'll come out here and take that carburetor apart and rebuild it. So for now, I'm going to see if I can get those hoses fixed, see if I can get some fuel from the gas tank to the carburetor. I'll be back later. Okay, so I went down to O'Reilly's Auto Parts and I got me some fuel injector hose. Well, it's fuel hose to replace what I got. This one's like old and freaking worn out. Remember I showed you that? Well, I got some new little clamps to put on it too, some universal clamps to replace those, because those are kind of old. I figured if I was going to replace the hose, I might as well replace the clamps as well. And alright, I'll show you what I've got here. Kind of move that over a little bit. So the fuel clamps, these came to $6.49. The hose, right, came to $10.99. The carburetor rebuild kit is estimated that it'll be here tomorrow about 10:35 10:35 a.m. $17.99. So came to a total of $38.75. So to me, it makes more sense to get a carburetor rebuild kit to rebuild the carburetor than it is to actually buy a whole new carburetor. And yes, the serial number that I found on the side of the carburetor matched up to something in their system, and it showed that it was for a 250 cubic inch engine for Chevy C10, and said it was a 1-barrel carburetor, and it looked like the right thing to me. So hopefully I can get that rebuilt tomorrow. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this to the fuel filter, and I'm going to replace that side and you know, the other side, and I hope I can get this on over those. Looks like this hole in the middle might be a little small, but I mean, it's perfect for this, but I don't know if it's going to fit on those. If I need to just work at it and force it on there, then it'll be a much better, tighter, you know, airtight fit. So I'm gonna work on that without the camera. Okay, I got this end on. I got the new little clamp on it, so I'm cutting it to length, and I used the you know, the old one to kind of measure the length that I need, and so I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to work on doing the one on the bottom. And I got that one cut to length, and you know, just getting them cut, you know, about the same length these are. This is the bottom one here. So, you know, didn't want them to be too much longer. I didn't want to mess with the configuration of it. So I'm going to get this on down there, on that little nub right there, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I got the hoses on, I got the little clamps on, and I got my fuel pump, or not fuel pump, but my fuel filter in, and I'm hoping, got my fingers crossed, I'm hoping that I'll be able to pull some fuel from the fuel tank all the way up to the fuel pump here through the filter, and then get it up all the way up to the carburetor. So I'm gonna take this off, and then I'll see if I can do. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing started. All right, I took the that off, the breather off. I'm gonna pour some fuel down there. I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm really hoping. Let me see. Really hoping I can get this thing started. Oops. Okay, look at this. What do you see? Do you see fuel? I see fuel. All right, that means definitely fuel. Definitely fuel. All right, so I think if I turn it over a few more times, then that fuel will probably get to the carburetor. So I'm going to put a little bit more of this in there. I mean, gas. Set my phone back up over here. Oh, my phone is getting dirty. All right. There we go. Oh, there we go. Woo! Cross your fingers. This thing hadn't moved, has it? Try it again. Let's see what I can do here. All right, we're getting closer. Getting closer. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna keep working on it. One thing I've noticed, I pour fuel into here and I look down through there and it pours out down there. And you can tell how all that's getting wet. Fuel is getting all over that and down there too, which is a fire hazard. So what I'm gonna have to do, since I've already ordered my carburetor rebuild kit, I'm afraid to start this thing and get it going because I'm afraid it'll catch fire. And if it catches fire and if fuel is coming to the carburetor through here, it'll have a constant flow of fuel until it empties the fuel tank, which means it would burn until the fuel tank's empty. And that is a horrible, horrible fire to deal with. The truck would just be totally gone. So I'm not going to pursue getting this thing started. But I do know that I'm getting fuel. I'm getting fuel into the fuel filter and into the fuel pump. And it is coming up here, but I'm thinking I still need to tweak my new distributor, and I do still need to rebuild my carburetor. Hey Johnny,
Still working
got you on film.
Oh, okay. You're filming it, huh?
Hey, weren't you at Dollar General last time we talked?
Yeah, it was last Wednesday. See, I usually go on Mondays, but the weather was too cold.
Yeah, okay.
It was cold, especially when I got down to
Yeah.
3 below.
I got you on video.
Okay. Even in the 20s was still too much.
Well, it got down to very, very cold.
Yeah. Valerie sent me one of them insulated shirts.
Audrey's got a package for you.
Oh, okay.
She was just out here talking to me.
All right. Awesome. I'll go finish it.
Yeah, just tell her that I told you there was a package there. And
I got me a dollar raise, make it 15 now.
good. That is
Real good.
$15 an hour comes out to around $30,000 a year. So you're doing good, Johnny.
That's good.
Hey, where'd you get those glasses?
Oh, my buddy of mine put the lenses in them for me.
Get a
Oh,
close
the
up for you.
glasses.
Oh, I see them now. Okay.
Yeah, I need to dye them back black.
Yeah. You need
Permanent
to go to the eye doctor. You got benefits, right?
Yeah, I got benefits.
You need to go to the eye doctor. There's an eye doctor here in town.
Oh, is there?
I think it's called OPMT or something like that.
Yeah.
And like if you go down to the stop sign and then go that way, they're that way somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Not exactly sure exactly where, but they're there. I've been working on this, trying to get it going.
Have you tried to trick it? It might be. How long's it been sitting?
Oh, it's been sitting a long time.
2-3 years? It's probably got water in the gas tank if it don't want to crank.
No, it's getting fuel. I've been working on it. I replaced the fuel filter, some fuel line. I'm getting fuel to that now, and it's definitely fuel.
Okay.
And I put
Some good gas in
I
there?
put good gas in it. And I put kind of that heat or whatever you call it.
That's what I was going to tell you. Put some of that in and shake the shit out of your truck.
Yeah,
And I'll mix it up real good.
yeah. But I've replaced the distributor,
Oh, wow.
these wires, the spark plugs,
Uh-huh.
the batteries new.
Oh, wow. You really get
Um,
it going. You really need a truck. For sure.
Well, I've ordered the rebuild kit for the carburetor.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah.
That's something I never could.
Well, I found the part
There's
numbers.
just so many pieces.
The part numbers are right here,
Oh, okay.
and there's some info here. So I took a
Alright.
picture. I cleaned that off with a little wire brush
Mm-hmm.
and this. So I took a picture of that and I went down to O'Reilly's and I showed the guy the part number. He looked it up in his system
Mm-hmm.
and it came up with the exact right one.
Wow.
So I went ahead and ordered the rebuild kit. It's like $17 for the rebuild kit.
Bad at all. Be like a new
So-
carburetor when you get done with it.
When I get done, hopefully.
All right.
But I'm going to have to clean it up real good.
Yeah, get you some of that carburetor.
But anyway, I'm just slowly working on it.
All right.
I'm trying to get it on the road.
Oh, I didn't mean to make y'all mad. I talked to Karen.
What do you mean?
She acted like, I don't know. She said that Dowling said that
Dowling said,
that I was fussing at you.
no, well, I told her that you came and talked to me
I
and
didn't
told me to
fuss
tell her. And all that
Just
stuff.
please, because I don't want to get me a truck. I hate walking. I walk 5 miles a day at work.
Come on, you make $30,000 a year. You might as well.
Still go ahead.
With your income you've got, you should be able to get you a truck.
I will.
Yeah. You're making good money, Johnny.
I was just going to use some of the money for down payment and save the rest of it for a house. Because I'm getting up in the years now.
You need to get you a little house.
That's what I need to do. Get away
So-
from it.
All right. Well, I've been filming
Cool.
as I go. I'll need to go ahead and
All right.
stop this thing here. But nice seeing you again, Johnny.
Seeing you, Johnny.
See you.
I hope. I'll probably see you tomorrow if you